Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today's tier list is American-made cars.
Joe is too old to drive, so I don't think he should be in this video.
Well, Donald is too fat to fit in most cars, so maybe he shouldn't be in this video.
Everyone will be in the video, guys.
Before we start the video, can we please address the elephant in the room?
Oh God, Trump, leave him alone.
Oh, shut up, Donald. I tripped. It happened.
Only children and young people fall like that.
As long as you are okay, Joe, we can continue.
Oh, I found it. Check this out, YouTube.
Donald, you are an arsehole. There was a cable I tripped over that some kid forgot to tuck away.
Oh my God, that was worse than I remember. Sorry, Joe, but this really is funny.
Can you stop playing that, Trump? Let's start today's tier list.
One more time. Anyway, Joe, you need to get with the times. Pretty soon the Model 3 will have full autopilot. That means you'll be able to play Minecraft while you drive.
I can already do that. I can do that in any car.
You probably shouldn't do that. And doesn't Elon say it will be self-driving every year and then it never happens?
But this time it's really happening.
When?
Shut up. Probably in 2 more weeks or so. Elon is very busy with Twitter right now.
Well, I've always liked the design of the Model 3, even if it's overhyped by the fanboys.
I am not a fanboy. I am a fan man.
I'll put it into B tier. Now let's move on to the Mustang.
Now here's a real car.
How is the Model 3 not a real car?
It's a toy car. It runs on batteries. It might as well have a remote control, too.
Guys, we're moving on from the Model 3.
Good. The first generation Mustang is one of the coolest cars ever. I used to pick up a lot of chicks cruising the loop in that bad boy.
First generation? That thing had like 200 horsepower. How can you name a car after a horse and have no horsepower?
It's not about horsepower.
This is why the new ones are better.
The new ones are too big. They might as well be an SUV.
Actually, they do have a Mustang SUV now. Have you seen the Mustang Mach-E?
What the fuck is that?
Take that shit off the screen. We're trying to discuss the Mustang.
All right. Well, since everyone seems to like the actual Mustang, I'll put it in tier A.
Let's do the Chevy Silverado. Now here's a real car.
Look at it. It's ridiculous. It looks like it has 2 grills.
I have 2 grills in my yard for maximum burger eating. Why shouldn't my car have 2 grills too?
Donald, you have personal chefs. You don't grill in your yard.
The McDonald's drive-thru does not count as a personal chef.
It does if you buy the McDonald's. And if you've never driven your truck through a McDonald's drive-thru and rolled coal directly into the window at the employees, then you're not a real American.
Why would you do that?
They shorted me 1 nuggie.
All right, well, the Silverado might not be the best looking, but that's not really the point of it. I'll go with B tier.
What is rolling coal? I've never heard of this before.
Oh, you are missing out, old man. It's fucking awesome. Rolling coal is the practice of modifying a diesel engine to emit large amounts of black or gray. That is a compliment. Obama, let's move on.
What about the Jeep Wrangler?
Another great car. I used to drive one. I had the angry eyes for the lights and an American flag bumper sticker for the back.
I don't doubt that.
I went off-roading all the time, too.
Driving on the sidewalk in New York doesn't count as off-roading.
It should. Sidewalks can be very dangerous places in New York.
Now listen here. I drove Jeeps in the war. That's what they were for. You could get around the jungle fast in a Jeep and the Japanese wouldn't know what hit them. They also wouldn't get stuck in the sand. That was important on the islands.
I think Joe's mind is drifting again.
Now these new Wranglers are huge. You could fit the whole platoon in there. You couldn't get around the jungle in that. It's like a school bus.
What is your point here, Joe?
I'm not sure. My last memory of being in a Jeep is driving over that landmine. Everything after that is kind of a blur. I think I came to sometime in the mid-50s.
Well, that's great, Joe, but let's move along here. The Wrangler is starting to look a little generic these days, so I'll go with C tier.
Now we're back to Tesla. The Model S obviously belongs in the S tier. It's right there in the name.
The S is for shit, not for S tier.
Joe, you have no idea what you're talking about. It has 1,000 horsepower.
Sounds like more Elon nonsense to me.
0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds. If you sat in a car that accelerated that fast, you would probably be blasted into dust, old man.
Who even needs to go that fast?
I do. Sometimes there's traffic, and I'm trying to get to McDonald's before it closes. I'm sure that's just what Elon intended.
And what's up with the inside of these cars? What's with the steering wheel? It's like a golf cart, and there's a giant tablet right up front.
I love golf carts and tablets. What's the problem here? I thought you liberals loved electric cars.
Well, I like it anyway. I'm going to go ahead and put it into the tier A. You can't argue with those crazy numbers.
It should be even higher, but it's fine. I'm sorry, Elon.
I highly doubt Elon watches our videos, Donald.
He might. We're friends on Discord.
No, you're not.
Yes, we are.
It's probably some 12-year-old who's pretending to be Elon.
No, his Discord name is the real Elon Musk. There's no way he could have that name if it wasn't really him. It would be illegal.
Anyway, let's move on to the Corvette.
Now, this is a very sexy car. I would have sex with it if it were a person. Or maybe it wouldn't even have to be a person.
What?
Either way, it's definitely going into the S tier.
Not so fast. The new Corvette doesn't have manual transmission.
So what?
What do you mean, so what? How can you have a sports car without manual?
Nobody cares about manual anymore, Boomer. Manual sucks anyway. There's like 4 pedals and you have to jerk the stick around.
I thought you'd at least like that part.
It's totally pointless.
Plenty of cars don't offer manual anymore.
But this is a Corvette. Kids these days don't know what they're missing out on. My first car was what we called a double manual. That meant you had to get the engine going with a crankshaft. After that, you put on your driving gloves, your scarf, and your goggles, and you were on your way.
What the hell kind of chitty bang bang shit are you talking about now?
Those were real cars. If you drive an automatic, you might as well have Elon's magic autopilot on.
You're focusing on this too much, Joe. The new Corvette looks sick. We're going with S tier and moving on to the Ford F-150.
Another American classic?
You know, it's actually the best-selling car in the country.
Why? What do people need this huge ass car for?
This is America, Joe. You don't need a reason for buying a giant truck. You can do what you want. Tier A?
What about the Challenger?
Very slow compared to the Model S. I don't really see the point.
The point is it's a muscle car, not some RC car. You should like it, Donald. It's probably the only muscle car on this list that you can actually fit in.
I'll be honest, I got stuck in a Miata once. I'm not afraid to admit it. Not every car is designed for large, powerful men like myself.
The Challenger is big and loud, just like the proud Americans who drive them. It's going in the S tier.
What about the Sierra?
It's basically an American truck on crack. I mean, just look at that thing. It has everything.
Yeah, everything except for a fucking bed. The bed is tiny. What are you going to be able to carry in this thing?
Trucks aren't for carrying things. They're for looking and feeling fucking awesome.
The proportions really are way off. Let's go with C tier. Now, what about the Camaro?
The Camaro went through a very hideous phase. The third and fourth generations are totally disgusting. I don't even want to look at them, let alone drive them.
I think most people will know the Camaro from the Transformers movies.
Oh, I love those movies. They should have won Oscars for that franchise.
Oh, yeah, I completely forgot about that. And no, Joe, Transformers should not have won Oscars. They are fucking terrible, but the car...
GoDaddy is a partner that always puts you first.
Alright, calm down.